Our world is filled with natural wonders. As with other naturalists fueled with curiosity, I've endeavored to understand as much as I can about these wonders. A timeless and invaluable tool that most naturalists use is a journal. A journal not only helps the naturalist to reflect upon his observations, but protects the observations from the human memory, which is notorious for distorting and neglecting details. I am passionate about my studies and love to share with anybody willing to engage. This is why I create and share my nature journal. The birds seem to be in a transition period right now, with the nesting season drawing to an end and the migrations beginning. This is the black-billed cuckoo. Much like its close relative, the yellow-billed cuckoo, it is much more often heard than seen. Both species spend most of their time in dense vegetation. They are very difficult to find, but can often be heard calling out. Both species' calls are single notes that sound like hoots. The black-billed hoots are typically in sets of 3, though. Visually, the black-billed are easy to separate from the yellow-bill. 1, because of the bill color. 2, the black bill has the red ring around the eyes. And also, the tail is a solid color on the black-billed rather than barred as in the yellow-billed. Both species breed in the area, including at the sanctuary, but we usually don't find their nests until the winter time. Considering that this one is out in the open, it's likely that it's a migrant, moving in from farther north and heading down to South America. Their populations seem to fluctuate with that of caterpillars, one of their main prey items, particularly the tent caterpillar. They are one of the few birds that don't mind eating these hairy caterpillars. So finding a tent of the caterpillars is akin to an all-you-can-eat buffet for the cuckoos. And although they are hard for us people to locate, our peregrine falcons downtown have no trouble. In the spring and summer months, cuckoos are one of the favorite prey items for the male peregrine falcon. He brings in so many that the rest of his family snub their nose at the food. The ducklings from the summer have pretty much reached adulthood. Large flocks are now forming and traveling together.
Yeah.
One flock was forming at the beaver pond. At its high point, we counted 27 mallards and 1 wood duck.
Yeah.
The same wood duck that has been here.
She actually got it.
Notice that the other ducks pick on it, but it is so fast that it gets out of the way and still gathers more food than all the mallards. However, by the end of the week, the wood duck has gone and has not returned, and most of the flock has also gone and not returned. We saw more ravens than usual this week. One day, we saw 5 altogether. Ravens do look similar to their relatives, the crow, but they are much larger and bulkier overall, and they have a much deeper voice. They are also much less gregarious than our crows. Alder flycatchers seem to disappear during their breeding season, but we're finding them again. The same is true for the brown thrashers. Baltimore Orioles are now on their way to South America, and of course they're in their winter plumage. They don't often sing anymore, but you can hear them rattling from the trees. More warblers are now showing up as they migrate through. In my opinion, these are some of the most exciting members of the bird world. They are brightly colored, but are small and fast, and hard to get more than a glimpse of. This one is the American redstart female, with a cardinal chirping in the background. Now is the season to see Canada warblers. We've seen several passing through this week. They are easily recognized by the gray back, yellow undersides, and the bold white eye ring. This one has a faint black necklace. It's probably a female. The male's necklace is much darker, especially during the breeding season. Monogamous pairs have been known to live with each other year-round, traveling from their breeding grounds to their wintering grounds and back. We haven't seen any pairs traveling together yet. One of the most beautiful birds this week has been the indigo bunting. The males are this brilliant indigo color. The females and the young are more drab, but still have touches of indigo. This is a female on the right, and a song sparrow that flies in on the left. With more birds coming in lately, means more chance for accidents. It's unfortunate this grackle got its foot caught in between the bars on a bird feeder. It must have suffered terribly all night. We have since stuffed the crack with sticks. One bird this week, however, did get a second chance. This broad-winged hawk was found weakened and starving. A wildlife rehabilitator that we know nursed it back to health, and we released it here. Wildlife rehabilitators in the state of New York receive no monetary compensation from the state. They may apply for grants to get money, but most everything is done on their own time and dollar. The food, the facilities that house the animals, and the vet bills can add up quickly. Not to mention all the sacrifices one must make to attend to the animals 7 days a week. So we do appreciate all the hard work our local rehabilitators put in. And we are especially glad that all of her hard work paid off. The release seemed to go very well. The hawk kept flying up to higher and higher perches until eventually it took off. And we thought it was gone for good until a few days later we saw one flying over the beaver meadow. Now there's no guarantee this is the same broadwing, but since we see so few, it's a pretty safe bet to assume so, I think. I found a new dragonfly species at the man-made pond this week, the blue dasher. The blue dasher is said to be fairly common throughout much of North America, especially in still bodies of water. In the warmer parts of its range, it is common year-round, and in the northern parts, it does migrate. Notice the brown tinge on the wings, the yellow stripes on the thorax, and the blue tapering abdomen, and of course, the metallic green eyes. Milkweed tussock moth caterpillars are appearing in large numbers. Before I noticed this cluster, I noticed the frass on the leaf below. This is another milkweed tussock moth caterpillar in a later stage of development. I'm not sure what this moth is, but it appears to be mimicking a wasp. Carolina grasshoppers have been becoming common. They are easy to find because they are attracted to our gravel road. They are strong flyers and have beautiful black wings lined in yellow. Our mission at Spring Farm Cares Nature Sanctuary is to protect wildlife and enhance habitat around central New York. We thank everybody for supporting us, and if anyone has any questions, comments, would like to learn more, or schedule a tour with us, please check out our website or find us on Facebook.